America's Pop Culture Trivia Show.
Check it out.
America's Pop Culture Trivia Show. With Joe Parisi.
Welcome to episode number 74 of America's Pop Culture Trivia Show. I'm your host, Joe Parisi. Thanks for downloading this episode. I've got a fun one planned for us this time. I have, as always, 21 brand new trivia questions coming your way. It's broken out into 3 very fast-paced rounds. In each round, there's going to be 7 questions, just 5 seconds between questions to think of those answers. So you got to be quick. You either know it or you don't. But when it's all said and done, you're going to learn some stuff and be reminded of all kinds of cool stuff from pop culture that you probably completely forgot about. At the end of each round, I'm going to tell you all of the answers. So like I said, we're going to learn some things, and I've got some really fun rounds for us today. Round 1 is going to be music from 1997. Round 2, Christmas movies. Round 3, MTV shows. Good luck. Now let's play.
Round 1.
Round 1, music from 1997. Question 1. The songs Foolish Games and You Were Meant for Me proved to be 2 of the biggest songs of 1997, and they were both from the same artist. Name the artist. Question 2. The song I'll Be Missing You was a tribute to the Notorious B.I.G. It was by Puff Daddy, featuring 112 and Who. Who else was featured on that song? Question 3. 1997 was a huge year for Sean Puff Daddy Combs. His debut single, Can't Nobody Hold Me Down, was released that year. Who was the other rapper featured on this song? Question 4. Baby to You All I Am is the Invisible Man. The debut single and breakthrough hit Invisible Man was released in 1997 and went on to peak at number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. Name the group behind Invisible Man. Question 5. This band's most successful single of all time was released in 1997. It was a worldwide hit called Tub Thumping. Name the group. Question 6. Name the rock band behind the 1997 hit song Semi-Charmed Life. And question 7. Hanson's Bop debuted in 1997. Hanson was, of course, a band made up of 3 brothers. Name one of them. So 3 possible answers. That's going to do it for round number 1. Let's see how well you remember the songs of 1997. Question 1. The songs Foolish Games and You Were Meant for Me proved to be 2 of the biggest songs of 1997, and they were both from the same artist. Name that artist. Jewel. Question 2. The song I'll Be Missing You was a tribute to the Notorious B.I.G. by Puff Daddy, featuring 112 and Who. The answer is Faith Evans. Faith is the widow of the Notorious B.I.G. Faith Evans was the first female to sign a contract with Bad Boy Entertainment, Puff Daddy's company. Question 3. 1997 was a huge year for Sean Puff Daddy Combs. His debut single, Can't Nobody Hold Me Down was released that year. Who was the other rapper featured on this song? Mace. Question 4. Baby, to You, All I Am is the Invisible Man. The debut single and breakthrough hit Invisible Man was released in 1997. It went on to peak at number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. Name the group behind Invisible Man. 98 Degrees. Question 5. This band's most successful single of all time was released in 1997. It was a worldwide hit called Tub Thumping. Name the group. That's Chumbawamba. That band had been around for a very long time before that song hit. That song was off of their 8th studio album. They actually released their first studio album back in 1986. That's called Perseverance. Question number 6. Name the rock band behind the 1997 hit song Semi-Charmed Life. That's Third Eye Blind. And question 7. Hanson's MMMBop debuted in 1997. Hanson was, of course, a band made up of 3 brothers. Name one of them. So 3 possibilities here. Isaac, Taylor, Zach. If you got any one of those, give yourself a point.
Round 2.
Round 2 is our Christmas movie round. Question number 1. In Christmas Vacation, who played Margot? Question number 2. In Christmas Vacation, who played Audrey Griswold? Question 3. In 1954's White Christmas, Bing Crosby plays a character named Bob. What is the name of the character played by Danny Kaye? Question 4. In 1983's A Christmas Story, a constant source of frustration for the old man is the dogs that belong to the hillbilly neighbors next door. They're always harassing the old man when he gets home from work, and they end up stealing the family's Christmas turkey near the end of the film. What is the last name of the hillbilly neighbors with all the dogs? Question 5. Who was the director of the 2003 Christmas comedy, Elf? Here's your hint. He's also a well-known actor. Question 6. A Christmas film from 1946 about a man who gets a glimpse of what life would look like without him. It stars James Stewart. Name the film. And question 7. An actor famous for his portrayal of Frankenstein's monster was the voice of the Grinch and the narrator in the 1966 TV special How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Name this actor. That'll wrap up round number 2. Let's check your Christmas movie answers. Question number 1. In Christmas Vacation, who played Margot? Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Question 2. In Christmas Vacation, who played Audrey Griswold? Juliette Lewis. She was the 3rd person to play Audrey Griswold. Question 3. In 1954's White Christmas, Bing Crosby plays a character named Bob. What's the name of the character played by Danny Kaye? Phil. Private First Class Phil Davis. Phil is a good enough answer. Question 4. In 1983's A Christmas Story, a constant source of frustration for the old man is the dogs that belong to the hillbilly next-door neighbors. They're always harassing the old man when he gets home from work, and they end up stealing the family's Christmas turkey near the end of the film. What is the last name of the hillbilly neighbors with all the dogs? We hear them mentioned several times throughout the movie. The answer is Bumpus. Question 5. Who is the director of the 2003 Christmas comedy Elf? Hint, also a famous actor. The answer is Jon Favreau from Swingers fame. Jon is actually in the movie Elf. He plays a doctor, and he also voiced the stop-motion narwhal. How about that? Question number 6. A Christmas film from 1946 about a man who gets a glimpse of what life would look like without him. It stars James Stewart. Name the film. That is, of course, It's a Wonderful Life. And believe it or not, that movie didn't even make its money back. It didn't even break even in the box office back in 1946 when it came out. It was like the 26th most popular film that year, so it wasn't some blockbuster film. It kind of slipped into obscurity after that throughout the 50s and 60s. It wasn't until the 70s, and then especially the 80s, when it started airing constantly on television for whatever reason, around the holidays, and then people really, really fell in love with it. But my favorite little piece of trivia about that movie is if you watch closely towards the beginning of the film, at the high school dance, Carl Alfalfa Schweitzer from Our Gang, the Little Rascals. He's in that scene where they pull the lever and people start falling into the swimming pool when the floor opens up. That's a little grown-up Carl Alfalfa Schweitzer in that scene. Question number 7. An actor famous for his portrayal of Frankenstein's monster was the voice of the Grinch and the narrator in the 1966 TV special How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Name that actor. That is Boris Karloff. So Boris was that TV special's narrator and the voice of the Grinch. However, he is not the person who sings You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. Very similar voice, but that song was actually done by a gentleman named Thurl Ravenscroft. Thurl Ravenscroft, famous voice actor. He's done all kinds of stuff. For over 50 years, he was the voice of Tony the Tiger. They're great! Same guy. That's Thurl Ravenscroft. He also voiced a lot of the original attractions at Disneyland and Disney World. Thurl had a very successful career, but he was accidentally left out of the credits in the 1966 How the Grinch Stole Christmas. So for decades, people just assumed that it was Boris Karloff who sang You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, when in fact it was not. It was Thurl. You had no idea you were going to get a Thurl Ravenscroft history lesson today, did you? How about that? Name another podcast right now that's giving out free lessons on Thurl Ravenscroft. I bet you can't think of one. Okay, guys, round 3. Your third and final round starts right now.
Round 3.
This round is all about MTV original programming. There's been a lot of different versions of MTV since its debut back in 1981. And for the next few minutes, we're going to kind of take a stroll through those programming archives and see how well you remember some of the shows that have aired on the network over the years. Question number 1. A dance music show broadcast on MTV between 1992 and 1997 that featured people dancing to music tracks in a studio. The show had various hosts over the years, one being Eric Nies. The show spawned a number of aerobic and dance workout videotapes. Name the show. Question number 2. A spin-off and follow-up to Jackass, MTV debuted the show Wild Boys in 2003. This show starred Steve-O and who? Who starred on Wild Boys with Steve-O? Question 3. Kennedy was the host of this MTV show, which aired from 1992 till 1997. It was dedicated to alternative music and the hit alternative songs of the day. Name the show. Question 4. Musical acts O-Town, Da Band, Danity Kane, and Day 26 all spawned from this MTV reality series that debuted in 1999. Name the show. Question 5. A spin-off of MTV's Laguna Beach. This series aired for 6 seasons from 2006 to 2010 and originally focused on Lauren Conrad as she pursued a career in the fashion industry. Name the show. Question 6. An MTV music program consisting of heavy metal music videos and interviews with the bands. It debuted in 1985. And for a 5-year span in the 90s, it was hosted by Ricky Rackman. Name the show. Question 7. Beavis and Butthead originally ran for 7 seasons. Starting in what year? What year did the series Beavis and Butthead start airing? That's going to wrap up our third round MTV shows. Let's see how well you remembered these. Question 1. I've got history with this one. A dance music show broadcast on MTV between 1992 and 1997 that featured people dancing to music tracks in a studio. The show had various hosts over the years, one being Eric Nies. The show spawned a number of aerobics and dance workout videotapes. Name the show. That was MTV's The Grind. I had some of those dance videotapes, the dance workouts. I would do them in my basement. Ridiculous. I can't believe I'm telling you that, but that's true. I bought them at Sam Goody at the mall. Question 2. A spinoff and follow-up to Jackass. MTV debuted the show Wild Boys in 2003. The show starred Jackass alums Steve-O and who? Chris Pontius. Chris Pontius was always my favorite of the Jackass guys. Question 3. Kennedy was the host of this MTV show, which aired from 1992 until 1997. It was dedicated to alternative music and the hit alternative songs of the day. Name the show. That was one of my favorite MTV shows of all time, and it was called Alternative Nation. Kennedy, of course, you can see just about every day now on Fox News. And I've mentioned this fact before on one of these episodes, but I'll mention it again because it's that interesting to me. One of my favorite songs from the 90s is the Goo Goo Dolls song, Name. And what I found out just not too long ago was that song is about Kennedy. She had been dating Goo Goo Doll lead singer Johnny Resnick for a while prior to that song's release, and there you have it. He wrote a song about her. She talks about it in a book she put out back in 2013 called The Kennedy Chronicles, The Golden Age of MTV Through Rose-Colored Glasses. Go back and listen to the Goo Goo Dolls song Name and see if it doesn't seem completely different now that you know it's about MTV VJ and now Fox News correspondent Lisa Kennedy Montgomery. Question number 4. The musical acts O-Town, Da Band, Danity Kane, and Day 26 all spawned from this MTV reality series that debuted in 1999. Name that show. Making the Band. Question 5. A spin-off of MTV's Laguna Beach. This series aired for 6 seasons from 2006 till 2010 and originally focused on Lauren Conrad as she pursued a career in the fashion industry. Name that show. That was The Hills. Question 6. An MTV music program consisting of heavy metal music videos and interviews with the bands. For a 5-year stretch in the 90s, the show was hosted by Ricky Rackman. Name the show. Headbangers Ball. Final question. Beavis and Butthead originally aired for 7 seasons. Starting in what year? 1993. So the Beavis and Butthead thing all began with this little short film called Frog Baseball that featured those 2 characters. It was 2 minutes and 53 seconds long. And that short actually aired on MTV like a year before the Beavis and Butthead show debuted. The short ended up airing on a program they had called Liquid Television. Remember that program? So, quick little tangent I'm going to go off of. Liquid Television, the animated showcase that was on MTV, aired from 1991 to 1995. It's known as being a launching point for several high-profile original cartoons. Beavis and Butthead included on there. Also, Ian Flux. Liquid Television has pretty much all but disappeared. Of course, you can find episodes, just slapped up on YouTube by who knows what user, not by MTV. But this is kind of interesting. This is straight off of Wikipedia, but I'm just going to read it to you. It says, due to extensive use of licensed music throughout the series, episodes often began with a contemporary music video being, quote, liquefied. Full episodes of Liquid Television have not been seen in any form since its original run. There were a couple of Liquid Television VHS compilations, kind of best of videos that were produced in the 90s. But when you're dealing with licensed music, shows or movies that include licensed music, anytime you re-release and put it out on some new platform, or in this case, VHS tapes, you've got to pay for that music all over again. So I guess they realized in the 90s that it just wasn't going to be financially worth it to keep this up. So they just kind of let Liquid TV slip off into obscurity. This has been America's Pop Culture Trivia Show. My name's Joe Parisi. We learned a couple of odd things today. And if you're into odd pop culture things, you should check out the other podcast that I host. It's actually called The Odd Podcast with Joe Parisi. It's a deep dive pop culture show, an interview show. Each episode is maybe 90 minutes, all about one specific topic. There's not an episode all about Liquid Television, but there could be. It's that type of a show. The Odd Podcast with Joe Parisi. Look for it wherever you get your podcasts. And of course, if you enjoy the shows, please do me a favor. Leave a rating and review on whatever platform you use to listen to these shows. That'll help other people who might be interested in pop culture stuff and trivia find this show. And I would greatly appreciate it. My name's Joe Parisi. This is America's Pop Culture Trivia Show. You just made your way through episode number 74, and I thank you for that. I'll talk to you again soon, guys. Take care.
America's Pop Culture Trivia Show
with Joe Parisi.